Hi there, this is Nick Dutch. I'm doing a video response to Daryl Sloan, who's, by my estimation, quite an amazing, quite a good YouTube user, who's done this video on the subject of supernatural healing, miracle, or magic trick. And in the video, he mentions the idea, that warts can in fact be treated with help of hypnosis. Now, I can't give you a link for this. I can't give you the reference. So essentially, you're going to have to take my word from what I remember. There was one gentleman who was quite well known for his healing of warts via hypnosis, and he was told there's one particular patient seems to have warts. Can you heal him, please? And so the hypnotist goes and does his work, and says all the normal stuff, and hey presto, the patient was cured. But the hypnotist was not actually told or informed that the patient did not have warts, but actually had a much more serious condition that was incurable. But still, they got cured. The same hypnotist was then, this story apparently hit the newspapers, the same hypnotist was then asked to heal lots of other people who had a similar condition, and found himself unable to affect even the smallest change and improvement in their health. He ascribed this to the fact that there was this stress inside him to make it work, rather than just letting it flow. There was too much going on in his mind, so he could not be properly convincing, when he was doing his hypnosis, and so there was something subconscious being transmitted, which I thought was interesting. Now, we may have to look into the hypothetical, and yes, extrapolate a little too far if we were to discuss the idea of some form of miraculous healing. I like the way you said at the end of your video you would have to see it to believe it. From yourself personally, yes, but on the other hand, that's not really a marker of truth or a marker of fact now, is it? If you see it, then you believe it, fine. But if you don't see it but somebody else sees it, maybe they will believe it, but you won't, even though it might have happened. So as far as the arguments of it is only real if it is seen, is of course not correct. I know that's not the argument that you're making, but I'm making that point anyway for those of you who might be thinking along those lines. Right, but if, let's say, there can be some kind of thought transference over a distance as a result of certain forms of activity. Alright, we'll just call it certain forms of activity for the moment, because essentially we don't understand, and we can't understand properly how these things operate. And you could use that as your means to express the hypnotic suggestion by whatever means. We don't know how, and by whatever techniques we can't put our fingers on. But let's say it could hypothetically occur, and with enough strength and power to be able to affect the individual's mind, maybe that could be the seed, so to speak, or the foundation of what miraculous healing is about. Maybe occasionally, not often, but occasionally, in these massive charismatic, Christian services where they're all going, you got your weird preacher up there going, "Hail, hail, I hail thee in the name of Jesus," and all that kind of malarkey, okay? Maybe there is something subconscious going on there, which is actually being sent out to someone who is suffering from an illness, and maybe in, one case out of a million, so not something to be relied upon, that boom, that bolt of psychological or psychic energy gets released, and that one person gets the suggestion, and something good happens. Maybe, just maybe, this force does exist, but we just can't control it, because we don't know enough, and nor do we have completely all of the, I suppose as Peter J. Carroll would have called it, the sleight of mind techniques to be able to make this effect reliable and concrete as a means of medical science. So no, we can't rely upon it, but maybe, under some strange circumstances, some strange things do happen.